Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. With the name of Almighty Allah, we would like to start the very special session in the day. And today is the guest lecture day with very special guest from Malaysia, UKM. So I will introduce with the guest lecture. Before that, I'd like to thank the Almighty Allah who has given us the capacity to set an event to learn about accounting issues, especially in the branch of management accounting. And we know now the life is going more complex, and the management accounting opened the new branch, which is the sustainability accounting, sustainability management. So it is related with accounting and management accounting. And today we have very interesting topic, research in management accounting and life cycle sustainability assessment for green technology application. So our today's guest lecture is very strong, backgrounded Professor Dr. Madya Ruhanita binte Maila. I'm sorry, madam, if I make a mistake to my spelling. And madam is from University of Kebangsaan, Malaysia. That means UKM, what is known in everywhere. And Madam Ruhanita is the associate professor from the School of Accounting, Faculty of Economics and Management, University of Kebangsaan, Malaysia. So today we will learn about the management accounting issue and how management accounting help us for the sustainable life cycle and how we can use the green technology in our life. So how accounting will help us as the part of financial process, we can learn the application of technology in green innovation or green application. So today I don't like to take more time. Dear students and participants, I would like to welcome everyone to join in the session, learn carefully, keep note when you receive the lesson, and if you have any question, keep note, then we will have a question answer session, then we can have the answer from our today's honorable guest. So I do not like to extend my words. I want to give floor to our very special guest, Professor Ruhanita binte Maila. Madam, this is your floor. Time is yours. Please start.
Okay, thank you very much for the kind introduction, Doctor. And I thank the university for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on this topic. Actually, this topic is close to my heart, but to tell you the truth, I have never delivered a speech, or a lecture specifically talking about research in management accounting. We've been doing the research for a long time already, but I have not specifically delivered a topic on this. Yeah, so in preparing the lecture, I actually decided to go along talking about the history of management accounting, to touch a bit on the history of research in management accounting, also to touch on the current perspective and also hopefully on the future perspective. Yeah. Let me share my slides. Okay. Is that okay now?
It's okay, madam.
Am I on the first slide?
Yeah, now you're in first slide.
Okay. Okay. Let me put it on the. Yeah.
Yeah. it's
Okay,
fine.
so the general topic of of our discussion today is actually research in management accounting. So I'm Ruhanita, as been introduced by the chairman just now. Okay, I'm from the Center of Governance, Resilience and Accountability Studies of the Faculty of Economics and Management, Universiti Kebangsaan, Malaysia. We do have actually mobility students from Indonesia, joining our programs from time to time. So I know that this international program actually is very popular in Indonesia, where students need to do mobility studies and go to other countries and study for one semester. And I think this is also another approach that we can use to have some international flavor in our program. So at this point, we agree that one of the lecture from UMI will also deliver a talk in my class. So it is a reciprocal arrangement, which I think is an interesting way to go. Yeah. All right. The outline of my presentation today is basically first the introduction, of course, and then I will touch on research topic. What are the sources of some of the research topic? Where do we look for, for to get a good research topic? And then what is the scope of research that is common in management accounting? Some of the theories that has been used to describe the relationship of the variables and also that has been applied in management accounting research. And then the methodology, what are some of the methodology that can be used in management accounting research, has been used in management accounting research. And also finally, maybe to look at the future in advancing knowledge in management accounting research into practice. Okay, so as the introduction, as we know now, management accounting is not about crunching numbers. Yeah, it has developed beyond that, and it is known that management accounting is actually a critical process that can help businesses to strategize, make informed decisions, and also help the managers to ensure the financial health of the organization. So as the businesses all over the world evolves, the same goes to the research in management accounting, because the methodologies, the technologies that are being used in management accounting has also developed over time. Yeah. So looking from the historical perspective, okay, these are the phases of the evolution in management accounting practices, and actually this evolution is still ongoing. Okay, so different sources has come up with different phases, but some of the common ones are these five stages of evolution in management accounting practices. As we can see, the first phase actually started as early as 1812 and until 1920. Whereby this stage is known as the accounting for processes. So at the beginning, management accounting started with a priority over the matching concept. Yeah? And the focus at that time is to make sure that there is efficiency in the operations of organizations, and to make sure that the operating cost is carefully or properly, accurately calculated. Yeah? So that was the focus at the beginning of management accounting process. Okay. Following that, the field actually goes into what is known as cost accounting. That is during the period of 1920 to 1950, quite some time ago. Yeah. And this is when the matching concept has been developed, and now the focus is more on the cost determination and also in the financial control. Okay, so not to say that what has been clarified earlier in the accounting process is omitted or void, but rather the field grows, to add more from accounting processes to cost accounting. Later in 1950s to 1980s, we have the phase called managerial accounting. At this point, the focus is now shifted to providing information for management, planning, and control. So this is still relevant until now. Planning and control like budgets and also variances, performance management, all are still very relevant until now. And then following that, we have in the 80s, lean enterprise, computer-aided manufacturing, cost management, and finally, value-based management. Beginning in 1990s until now, which actually focus on the creation of customer value, strategy and management accounting, balance scorecard as the quantitative and qualitative method to measure performance, economic value added, and other related concepts. Basically, this is the time or the period when we are also introduced to what is called as strategic management accounting. Okay. And then International Federation of Accounting Corporation also came up with the diagram to show similar phases as what we have seen earlier. Okay, so they come up with actually 4 stages, looking at cost determination and financial control as the first stage, information for management, planning, and control as a second, reduction of waste of resources in business processes as the third phase, and then creation of value through effective resource usage. Okay, so as you can see from this diagram, they also shows that this evolution is still ongoing until now. But I think at this point, we are still at the stage 4 or stage 5 according to the earlier slides. Okay. All right. Looking at the historical perspective, there is one study that we cannot ignore. A study, actually, this is a book published by Kaplan and Johnson in 1987. The title of the book is The Relevance Loss, The Rise and Fall of Management Accounting. So I guess this book is a must-know to all management accounting researchers, management accounting students, because this book is like a wake-up call for the researchers and those practitioners in the management accounting. Because in this book, the authors, Kaplan and Johnson, are the professors in this management accounting area, talk about the failure of management accounting systems to change and develop, and because of their failure to realize the importance of ICT, and because management accounting is seen as the primate of financial accounting. Okay, so in this book, they actually describe a number of cases where changes in organizations and business practices is seen as resulted in innovation in performance and also performance management and also performance measurement. So based on this book, they came up with an emerging theme regarding the performance management system, whereby the authors are saying that the performance management system need to be consistent with the technology of the organization, its product strategy, and also its organizational structure. Otherwise, management accounting will become irrelevant to the businesses. Okay, so following this, the idea from this book actually has been extended by Kaplan and Norton into the framework of performance management, the one that we know now as balance scorecard. So this is the book that must known to management accounting researchers and students. Okay, following that, Johnson also came up with another book, which is Relevance Regain, That is actually in 1992. The earlier one was 1987 just now. So we have in 1992, Johnson actually came up with another book, also a bestseller book, yeah, Relevance Regained. So they in this book they actually look at or describe best practices using case studies from, for example, General Electric, Harley Davidson, and so on, showing that there is strong commitments from this organization to the new strategies in organization, whereby they maximize the company's most important assets, which is the people and time. Okay, so they in this book they also mentioned that to be globally competitive, companies' work must be directed towards selling to the customers and not just selling the products. Okay, so basically after 5 years after the first book was published, this second book actually talk about how the organizations, how the researchers, how the academics has responded to the call for change in management accounting. Okay, and in response to this, we can see many management accounting techniques, newly introduced management accounting techniques, which are seen as more relevant, more applicable to the business practices. Okay, for example, Ernst and Young and also International Management Accounting Association came up with a research or findings that life cycle costing, life cycle accounting, target costing, value chain analysis, multidimensional costing theory of constraints, and so on are the newly introduced techniques that are being practiced by organizations, which actually apply the concepts and background of management accounting. All right. And similarly, the academic environment also shown positive responses towards this call from relevance loss and relevance regain perspective, whereby academic has shown more interest into doing action-based research, practice relevant research. They also look into economics bias research and incorporate research in management accounting with corporate finance, governance, and show some overlapping with financial management. They also, in the academics, researchers came up with more complex research topics and also research around national management accounting approaches such as Kaizen costing from Japan, target costing, activity-based costing from the US, and so on. Right, so we show positive responses here. And similarly, in terms of the role of accountants, the role of management accountants, there is a new definition of knowledge, skills, and abilities, whereby nowadays, management accountants not only focusing on their analytical skills or technical skills, but rather more emphasis has been given on the importance of knowledge, skills, and abilities in terms of the soft skills. For example, like the ability to communicate to the top management, the ability to communicate to the suppliers, to the stakeholders, and so on. Similarly, ability to work in teams become more important to management accountants. On top of course, having analytical skills and solid understanding of accounting. Okay, they also need to know how business works. Okay, so basically no longer does management accounting operate in isolation, rather they become team player, decision enablers, and so on. And have a balance in terms of knowledge, skills, and abilities between technical and also the soft skill, the hard skills and also the soft skills. All right. Okay, so having that as our historical background, okay, what are or how do we actually derive at a relevant research topic? When we were asked or assigned to do research in management accounting, how do we approach it? Okay, for me, I think some of the sources that can be used to identify a good research topic can be industry driven. Okay, I will explain and give some examples of this later. Okay, another source could be from the literature, whereby normally in the literature, if you read the articles, journals, and so on, towards the end, they will actually come up with suggestions for future research. So this is where we can tap the gap and take up on the suggestions from the previous researchers to explore more, in our own study. Okay, another way of looking at it is maybe through the research funds and grants provided by various organizations in your field of interest. In our case, in management accounting area. Yeah. Also, sometimes there are call for special issue publications from journals, from publishers. Yeah, that means that that indicate give a signal that these are some issues that is actually of the interest of many, and can be also a source of our research topic. Another way of looking at it is maybe through the current development and challenges facing today's businesses. Okay, the first one, industry driven. Okay, so if you Google or if you try to find in the internet, and trends in management accounting actually is the keywords to look at research or interest of the industry. Okay, so but we have to bear in mind that the industry is not very patient. Okay, when they want something, they want it fast. For example, if they want to know something about digital transformation, for example, they do not want to give you a long time to do the research on it. So you need to be ahead of time, and also try to fulfill the requirement of the industry, whereby they want it on a timely basis. Because normally, if you're talking about academic research, it took us a very long time to have a complete research and so on. So, but if we can identify this area, that means we are ever ready to contribute to the need of the industry in some of the areas that is important to them. For example, digital transformation, strategic cost management, talking about value creation, risk management. This is another area that is important and can be looked into from the management accounting perspective. Sustainability reporting, okay, integrating environmental and also social metrics into the economic perspective of reporting, financial perspective of reporting. Okay, integrated performance management, of course, agile budgeting and forecasting, because we are businesses nowadays are operating in a dynamic environment. So even though budgeting is a traditional management accounting tool, but there are budgeting is still very important and relevant. And nowadays, the budgeting, you need to take the agile approach and also forward-looking in terms of preparing the budgets. With the digital transformation and so on, there come an issue with data security and privacy. Okay, and also maybe the role of CFO as strategic partner to drive organizational performance, issues on remote work and also virtual teams to adapt to the new normal. This one especially after the COVID-19, and nowadays for most of the employees, they do not have to go, they can actually, nowadays I think it is quite back to normal, but there are some allowance for flexibility in terms of remote work and virtual teams, which is continuing even though we are already, we already complete the cycle for the COVID-19. Okay, that is something positive that we get from the pandemic. Also, continuous learning and professional development. Okay, All right, so these are some of the industry-driven or trends in management accounting that can actually provide research ideas, yeah, to you that you can explore further on this topic and relate it to the management accounting perspective. Okay. All right. So in that relation, okay, management accounting research is seen as important to the industry practitioners, to the practitioners, to the industry, because actually management accounting research can help them to improve their decision making. So output from our research can help them to improve the decision making, enhance the performance of the organizations, okay, make better resource allocation, because as we know, resources within the organization is limited, they have constraints, so they want and always interested into having a better resource allocation methods, yeah, and that could actually lead them into what is known as competitive advantage, to be ahead of their competitors and also to sustain, yeah, their business in a long-term perspective. All right. So based on that, we can see that trends in management accounting is continuously evolving, okay, driven by technology, innovation, and also changing business landscapes, okay. So companies that adapt to these trends are more likely to succeed. And some of these examples include software utilization and non-financial data, visualization, okay, and some many others, yeah. So in that relation, as management accountants and as researchers in management accounting, we have a very crucial role to make sure that these interests of the practitioners are catered for in our study, in order to help them, sustain their businesses. Okay, so therefore we need to keep abreast of what are the interests of the practitioners and attend to these interests through our research and explorations. Okay, all right. As I mentioned, topics in management accounting can also, be derived from literatures. Okay, here I have an example from these authors that I have on the slide. They did actually a systematic literature review on the past literatures in one of the area which is important in management accounting, which is strategic management accounting, or SMA. Okay, so towards the end of the article, they provide some suggestions. What are the future research in strategic management accounting? Okay, for example, they mentioned that one area that is that has prospect for future research is to what extent the strategic management accounting practices are important in developing economies. The environmental or external factors that are influencing strategic management accounting practices, investigating the adoption of unexplored SMA techniques, the development of new practices in the area of strategic management accounting, and also the role of professional management accounting bodies in realizing this strategic management accounting in their businesses, okay, in the global business. Okay, so these are example of suggestions for future research from literature, which we can pick up as researchers to explore further in our study. Okay, another source is research funds. I'm just taking one example. You can actually research or study more, investigate more on this. Okay, I took the easy one, which is CIMA, which is known to us. CIMA is a professional body for the management accountants. Yeah. Okay, so for the 2024 call for proposals, yeah, their focus is actually on management, accounting, and control, but also looking at technology, digitals, and also sustainability issues. So they are willing to, for example, publish publications on this topic, and also to fund or to provide research grants for research proposals that are in line with this theme. Okay, so from here we know that SIMA is very much interested still in management and accounting and control from the perspective of technology and sustainability. All right. Okay, for the special issue journals, okay, here is one example. I took one of the distinguished established journal in our area, which is Management Accounting Research. Okay, on top of their regular publications, okay, for example, in 2024, they have a special issue regarding corporate governance and management control. And also in 2023, they have a special issue called for special issue related to performance measurement in dynamic environments. Okay, so this is another area of opportunity for us as researchers to contribute relevant research publications and focus our study. Maybe if not to contribute to management accounting research, we can actually adapt these topics for our own research for publications in other avenues. Okay. Okay, current development and challenges, this I think is unlimited depending on our interest and the environment surrounding us. Okay, for example, these are some of the key issues nowadays. I think the first one is the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so we cannot be left behind. What is the role of management accounting in fulfilling the SDGs? Okay, there are some research, but I think there is still a room for future research in related to management accounting and SDGs. Similarly, sustainability is the buzzword nowadays. Sustainability actually looks at economic, social, and environmental perspective. Okay, the triple bottom line we call it. Okay, so sustainability is still the in issue. And they has been there for quite some time already. Okay, Industry 4.0. All right, if you can relate your study to Industry 4.0, in Industry 4.0, we talk about the knowledge, knowledge economy, the IT, the digital economy, the digital economy, about automation, big data, cloud computing, and also Internet of Things and so on. So if we can also relate our study to this current development in businesses, challenges in businesses, okay, that would be very effective, and attractive for the for publications and also for the practitioners. Okay, corporate governance. Corporate governance is another area of interest. Similarly, ESG. Okay, many of my students are actually looking into ESG, especially international students from China. Almost everybody want to talk about ESG, environmental, social, and also governance, as the variable for their study. All right, and also knowledge economy. Knowledge economy with for the 4 pillars that you can explore. The knowledge economy is talking about the importance of information, the importance of knowledge for organization, and that is very relevant to management accounting as well. All right. Okay. So basically, another important elements, when we are doing research is to define our scope. What is the scope of our research? Okay. So in management accounting, I think we can contribute to almost any, we can define any scope. Most of them are relevant to us. For example, we can contribute to research in the scope of private sector or in the context of the public sector. Okay, the government and the businesses. Okay, we have seen many studies on management accounting practices in public sector. Similarly, of course, we are also relevant in the businesses, which is the private sector. Okay, one of the area or one of the scope of study that is also popular for management accounting is the small and medium enterprises. Okay, particularly the medium, okay, the medium and the small, but not the micro, because when we talk about management accounting techniques, sometimes, when the organization is too small, like a micro size organizations, they actually, do not need management accounting techniques too much, because the nature of the business is not too complex. So they might want to focus on the financial or maintaining the financial data. But for the small and also the medium enterprises, the need for management accounting is very important. More importantly, these SMEs, if we look at the trend in the region, in our region, in Malaysia, Indonesia, for example, SMEs actually represent the majority of the business in terms of the employment and also in terms of their contribution to the GDP of the nation. Okay, so they are very important sector, in most countries, especially in the Southeast Asia. So it is very relevant to pick SMEs as our scope of research. Okay, another popular one is manufacturing industry. Of course, as we know, most of the new techniques in accounting actually begins with the manufacturing industry. So that is why manufacturing industry is popular, is a popular scope for management accounting research. For example, when we talk about activity-based costing, it started with manufacturing organization. Later only, they apply it to public sector, to services, and so on. So manufacturing industry, remain as one of the main scope of research in management accounting. Also, we can see that management accounting research is also applicable for service sector industries like healthcare, hotels, information technology industry, education, media and entertainment, and so on. So we can also do research in management accounting, taking service sector as our scope. Okay, and of course we can take regional or nation approach. For example, you might want to focus on Indonesia, I might want to focus on Malaysia, because that is where we can get data and so on. But we can also do comparative analysis, combine collaboration and so on in our research to broaden the scope of the research to cover more than one country or one region anyway. Okay, and similarly, there are of course other industry that you can focus on. For example, how to define the industry. For Malaysia, for example, we look at how the small and medium industries are categorized. Similarly, we can also refer to the stock exchange on how they categorize the industry, and we can focus on specific industry of our interest according to those definitions. All right. All right. Okay. Another thing that I would like to touch on in this topic or in this session is theories in management accounting research. Okay. So I would like to talk about two main theories, which is the contingency theory and also the resource-based view theory. Okay, so many students struggle to find what is the appropriate theory, what is a suitable theory for my research. Okay, theory is very important in research because based on the theory, they can describe the relationship between the variables of your study. Okay, the first one, which is very popular once upon a time, for the management accounting research, and it is still applicable nowadays, is the contingency theory. Okay, so on this slide, you can see the diagram by Otley 1980. Okay, if you look at the diagram, we can see that there are contingent variables, variables that or factors that can influence the performance of the organization. Okay, so the contingency theory is based on the principle that appropriateness of managerial techniques or systems is contingent upon the setting of that organization, and contextual factors can explain the reasons for different systems that suit different organizations differently. So contingency theory basically is suitable for studies when you are looking at factors influencing, for example, the adoption of a certain technique, management accounting technique. So, some of the factors might be, for example, the support from top management or the training that is used within the organization, for example, or maybe the understanding or the awareness, for example. So these factors, is called as the contextual factors, whereby the hypothesis is developed based on the relationship between these factors to the dependent variable, which normally is the performance of the organization. Okay, so under contingency theory, it is said that contextual factors explain the reasons why certain techniques, certain systems suit organizations and and might not be suitable to others. Okay, so factors influencing certain techniques, factors influencing the adoption, the implementation of management accounting techniques normally use contingency theory. Okay, because of the relationship that are of interest of those studies. Okay, another theory, okay, that is, sorry, I would like to go to RBV first. Another theory is the resource-based view theory. This theory, I think, has gained acceptance in today's management accounting research. Many management accounting research actually use RBV as their underpinning theory for the research. Yeah. So what is RBV? RBV theory suggests that resources that are valuable, rare, difficult to imitate, and non-substitutable best position a firm for the long-term success. Okay, so under RBV, if you look at the diagram on the left here, okay, you can see that there are resources which are VRIM, valuable, rare, okay, rare, imperfectly imitable, and non-substitutable, okay, can contribute to the competitive advantage of the organizations. And similarly, there are also elements of capabilities. Yeah? Capabilities are, for example, skills, knowledge of the management. Okay, the capabilities can also influence the competitive advantage of the organization. So on the right, you can see some of the example of the resources. Okay, and the capabilities such as technology, design, production, distribution, service, procurement, and so on, and leading to competitive advantage such as differentiation, future position, and so on, leading to the economic, contributing to the economic performance of the organization. Okay, so this RBV, has been introduced early 1990s. Okay. All right. Following RBV, the natural resource-based theory is an extended version of RBV. Yeah. So given the framework of resource-based view, which has resource capabilities and competitive advantage, and RBV add another element, which is the environment capabilities, such as pollution prevention, product stewardship, and also sustainable development. Okay, and following that, we can see the stakeholders are benefited in terms of the economic and also the environmental perspective. Okay, that is an RBV. And also there is another development along this RBV theory, whereby nowadays we have what is called as social resource-based view, whereby on top of the capabilities as defined by a resource RBV, and the natural resource-based view, which take into account the environmental perspective. Under the SRBV, they add another capability, which is the social capabilities. Okay, so that's how RBV has developed from RBV to NRBV and now to SRBV. Okay, so all right. And the other theory that I also wanted to share with you is the dynamic capabilities theory, which is also looking at a similar approach to resource-based view, whereby DCV, we call it dynamic capabilities view, actually are looking at firms' ability to integrate, build, and reconfigure internal and external resources and competences to address and shape rapidly changing environment. So dynamic capabilities actually focus on uncertainties, the dynamic, because nowadays organizations are facing very, uncertain business environment. They are also operating in a very dynamic environment. So that's when DCV takes into account these uncertainties into their theories to explain the opportunities, threats, and also the resources and also the capabilities which need to be carefully integrated, built, and reconfigured to effectively deliver the sustainable or the competitive advantage. Okay, so those are some of the theories, okay, that are important in management accounting research. But actually, sometimes we cannot rely on one theory for our research. In some research, there is a combination of more than one theory, okay, to explain the relationship of our chosen variables, okay. So that can also be done. Okay, we're not constrained into using just one theory to explain our research. Okay, so we can use combination of more than one theory, and of course the theories are not limited to what I already explained here, but some other theories which are also commonly used in management accounting theory include, for example, institutional theory, stakeholder theory, agent and also agency theory, and many others, of course, leadership theory, okay, change theory, okay, and many more. Okay, so you can explore more on that, on your own, and maybe through discussions and so on. All right. Okay. Now that we have learned about the scope, the topics, also the theories, okay, let's look into the methodology in management accounting research. What options do we have when we want to conduct management accounting research? Okay, so actually we can use quantitative and also qualitative research, and of course we can also use mixed methods. Yeah, of course the choice of the methods depends on our research problems. What are we trying to resolve? What are our research objectives? Okay. All right. So when do we use quantitative approach? We use quantitative approach when we want to confirm or we want to test something. Okay, a theory or maybe a hypothesis. So normally quantitative research can answer the question what. Yeah, what is the relationship between A and B? We can do quantitative research. What is the effect? What is the level? Okay, we can use quantitative research. Okay, but for questions such as why and how, we cannot answer using quantitative research. We have to use qualitative research. Okay, so this is used when we want to understand something, maybe concepts, thoughts, or experiences. Okay, for example, what are the challenges facing management accountants today, and how do we resolve the challenges? So we cannot answer using the quantitative approach. We need to go for interview. we need to collect data using focus group, for example. Okay, we probably need to go and observe how they work, for example. That is qualitative research. Okay, so on the side, we have the table explaining the difference, yeah, between qualitative and quantitative research. Yeah, for example, in terms of its focus. Okay, one, qualitative is to explore ideas or formulating hypotheses or theories, whereby quantitative is actually to test the hypothesis. Okay, so in terms of analysis, of course, there are specific software to analyze quantitative and qualitative data. Okay, but for qualitative, basically, we need to summarize, our data, categorize them into teams, and also interpret the data. For quantitative, normally we use a statistical approach to look at the data. All right. So in terms of the output, normally qualitative research, they are expressed in words, yeah, paragraphs, quotes, and so on. Okay, but for quantitative, it's more on numbers, frequency, graphs, yeah, percentage, and so on. Okay, sample, more respondents are needed for quantitative analysis. For quantitative research, there are methods to determine what is the appropriate number of respondents. For qualitative research, few respondents are needed. Questions, normally for the quantitative, we use close-ended or maybe like a multiple choice. They pick along the Likert scale, for example. For the qualitative research, normally we use an open-ended questions, interview guide, and so on. Okay, and finally, they are characterized by the understanding, context, complexity, and subjectivity. But for quantitative, it's for testing, measurement, objective, and replicate. Okay. All right. For the data collection also differs between quantitative and qualitative data collection. Okay. For quantitative, normally we use survey, or sometimes we also use experiments and observations. For qualitative, it's more on interview, focus group discussions, ethnography, whereby the researchers participate in the community or in the organization themselves to observe the behavior, the culture, and so on. And also, qualitative can also be from the literature review, yeah, survey or published works of other authors, previous authors. All right. So for this, I quickly go through the slides. Okay, for most research topics, we can use qualitative or quantitative or mixed method approach. Yeah. So of course, this depends on what we wanted to achieve from the research. Yeah, the research questions. Sometimes also we need to give considerations for limitations such as time, the availability of data, and also whether or not we can have access to the respondents. Okay. All right. Okay. I also want to touch on advancing knowledge in management accounting research. And I will also share my experience with our research team, whereby we actually practice this through our research. Okay. So advancing knowledge in management accounting research requires collaboration, interdisciplinary approach, innovation, and also practical applications. Okay, so what do we mean by collaboration? Yeah, collaboration means working together, with other researchers, or working together with industry, for example. Okay, working together with experts to maybe by doing this, we can actually address a bigger issue, a more complex issue. Okay, so this is important to ensure that the research is actually relevant to the industry, to the practitioners, and maybe collaboration can also mean we working with other organizations outside of our region, so that our study can reach a wider audience and so on. So collaboration is very important. Yeah. Another important element is the interdisciplinary approach. Okay. All right. So the interdisciplinary approach in management accounting research can also be useful for us to advance the knowledge in this field. Okay, this involves working together with those from other areas. For example, we can work with those from the engineering, because the engineering, for example, they have working on a certain product, for example, but they have not looked into the economic impacts of it, the social impact of it, the environmental impact of it. So we can help our colleagues from other areas, for example, work together in interdisciplinary approach, through interdisciplinary approach to gain a better understanding and make a more impactful research. Okay. Another thing is that innovation. Okay. So innovation is also important, essential. This involves developing new methods and techniques for collecting data, analyzing data, exploring new areas, for example. Okay. So for example, we can use big data analytics, okay, to analyze the data. Okay. We can also, for example, look into innovation in terms of for example, like in my case, we did on the green technology and so on. Yeah. And finally, the practical applications, whereby research that is purely theoretical or academic may not have much impact on the industry practices. So by focusing on practical applications, we can actually develop solutions that can be applied to real world situations. So this is also important. For example, our motivation for the study sometimes can come from the practical problems. So if we can contribute to solving practical problems, real world problems, that would be very beneficial to the community and to our stakeholders. Okay. All right. So I would like to share, one of the study that I'm involved in, looking at sustainability assessment of green technology. So the green technology that I'm involved now is two types of green technology. One is here, solid oxide fuel cell. Solid oxide fuel cell is actually, like is a I don't know whether it's to your knowledge or not, but this is a new technology whereby it is said that this solid oxide fuel cell can actually generate electricity and save cost, and also contribute to the better environment. Okay, so what our engineering counterpart is doing is that they are trying to make this fuel cell, and they are going to at this point they are still at the prototype stage, but what they plan to do is to introduce this to the industry, so that the industry can have it as an option, yeah, to generate electricity. Okay. All right. So for this study, we actually use transdisciplinary approach, whereby what is transdisciplinary approach is that we integrate knowledge from academic, non-academic, and from different areas. Okay. And we work together as a team. So we got this research grant from the Ministry of Education, and actually Ministry of Education has this research grant called TRGS, Transdisciplinary Research Grant Scheme, whereby they actually encourage researchers from different areas to work together to make an impactful research. Okay, so and we were fortunate to be given the opportunity to conduct this research. Okay, so this is how it works. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, for example, my project from the Faculty of Economics is on project 3. This project is led by project 1, which is from engineering, the self-fuel group, the self-fuel group, whereby what they intend to do is they are looking at trying to manufacture, try to develop this fuel cell. Okay, so their research grant is to actually make this cell and test the cell so that it is can be used for organizations. Yeah. Okay, and project 2 actually focus more on the safety aspects of the cell fuel, but how they do it? Well, project 1 perform most of their research in the lab. Project 2 actually use simulations. They use computer software and so on to simulate. Yeah, what if this cell fuel is in operations in, for example, palm oil mill or in factory? You know, how does they perform in terms of their safety and so on. So, and they come up with PhD students working on this, and also research outputs that are being published regarding this safety aspects of SOFC. So our project 3, we took the survey approach and also the qualitative, the mixed method, yeah, to actually go to the potential users of this new technology, new green technology, and we try to assess whether for these companies, for example, to adopt this new technology, do they pay attention to the economic benefits of it, to the social benefits of it, and also to the environmental benefits of it. So we try to produce a sustainability scores for this new technology in terms of their performance. And we also have another project which is from the physics group, which actually look at the material, try to extract new material, because at the moment, when project 1 wanted to do their project, they rely on materials from overseas. While in Malaysia, we have many materials that can actually, be used to replace the current material. So project 4 is working on finding a new material that can be used to produce this SOFC. All right. So that's how we work together to improve, towards green technology, so that a better power generation for Malaysia. Okay, and this is how it works lah. Okay, I'm not going to go into detail. And just to give you an overview, actually this SOC technology, while it's new to us in Malaysia, there are some countries that are more advanced and already apply SOFC technology for their use in industry. Yeah. Okay. All right. So in terms of collaboration, so we work with the government for the research fund, the university are doing the research, and also the industry. They provide data and they give us access to test our product in their industry. Okay, so we work together. So hopefully this is good, because we are still at the early stage of developing this product, this new technology. And, hopefully by after some time, the technology can be ready and we can deploy it for commercial use. Okay, so these are some of the industries that take part in our research. And we are motivated to participate in this study because we believe that this technology is in line with the direction of the country to produce green technology and to save electricity at the same time. Yeah, so yeah, I'll let you read on that, the objectives and so on. All right. So I think I'll come to the conclusion by sharing that a piece of study that we have done recently. Okay, I would like to conclude my talk today, to stress again that I took the historical perspective, describing the current state, and also looking at the future research directions in terms of the way to describe the management accounting research. Okay, so what does the historical perspective tell us? It tells us that the history of management accounting research is rich with contributions from many scholars. So understanding this historical development provides insights for us into the current state of management accounting research and help us identify areas for future research. Understanding the current state at the same time we find that there is a diverse range of topics and methodologies being employed. Researchers are using a variety of methods to study different aspects of management accounting nowadays. Yeah, and looking into the future, we see the promising management accounting research as a promising area for research, opportunities for new research on emerging topics such as sustainability, yeah, using of big data, digitalization, and so on. So what researchers can do is we can build on existing research to develop new theories and also new models which can help practitioners to make better decisions. Okay, with that, I would like to acknowledge Universitas Muhammadiyah for this session, and also of course my employer, Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. And with that, I thank everybody for listening. Okay, Prof. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Ruhanita Maila, Madam. Really, it is a great presentation for the audience, I think, for current issues of research related to management accounting. Before taking the question, I would like to recap your presentation a little bit to connect with the student that will be easy for them. Just their audience, please prepare your question. We will take it, and before that, I would like to recap for a few minutes. First of all, the presenter tried to discuss about the history of management accounting. We know accounting has come from Italy, from Luca Pacioli was the first book in 1994. And then accounting developed after that, the management accounting developing day by day. And just Prof. Ruhanita tried to touch some books and some issues that how management accounting developed. After that, she tried to give you the current trends and topics, what field we should discuss, what field are interested to discuss, what is the essential areas to research. For example, digital transformation, sustainability reporting, data security and privacy, and so on. She has given many topics. So it is very interesting and very helpful for us. If we start research, then we should search like these topics. And also, she has given some reference of the journals to publish the works, the research papers, the articles you can submit and you can publish. She has given some references. And also, for the current development issues, that means the challenges which need to implement, she has raised some points like United Nations Sustainability Goal 2030 and sustainability issue, industry regulation, 4.0, 4.0, corporate governance, ESG, like that. And also sector-wise, she has discussed like public sector or private sector, SME, manufacturing sectors and service sectors, and also the financial institutions. And also she tried to discuss some theories, what can be applied in our research. For example, she used contingency theory, resource-based view theory, dynamic capabilities theory, and also integrated many theories she mentioned. And for discussing the methodology of the research, she said that we can follow the quantitative research or qualitative research, or we can apply the mixed method, which is very suitable and applicable to our management accounting. And also she mentioned some topics, which is very hot topics in current issues. And also she proposed and working currently about the advancing knowledge, how we can advance knowledge in management accounting. For example, we have to make collaboration with other universities, other researchers, so that it can be advanced, it can enhance. And also, it's a very good approach. She has given an example about her current project with other researchers, about interdisciplinary approach. That means the other discipline researchers have the idea, different idea than us. So we will put our idea from our side, and the other discipline researcher will give their idea from their side. By the collaboration, by the interdisciplinary researchers will outcome very new idea and innovation for the management accounting advancement research. And she has shared very nicely about her current project, the projects. I think that was our topic today, the research in management accounting and cycle life sustainability assessment for green technology application. So I think this is very interesting and very helpful for the future researchers, especially for the young researchers. If uh, we try to find the research gap in that field, then we can write the article and we can publish by the support of these slides and by the support of today's very special guest presentation. It will be a great support for us. And thank you so much, madam, for presenting nicely today's presentation related to the research and publication in management accounting. And now I would like to invite the participant to ask the question. This is the question and answer session. I think if you have question, you can ask one by one. If you raise the hand, then we can give you the chance to ask the question. Anyone from the audience, please? Okay, maybe I can ask one question to the guest today. Madam, just want to know that you are working in interdisciplinary approach. You are working with other discipline professors and researchers. So how you overcome the, because our research methodology and our application is a little bit different than other discipline, right? So when we work together, how we overcome the limitations with the other discipline researchers, because we need to make a collaboration and we need to work together and we have to publish together. So how we overcome the situations?
Okay, to tell you the truth, for our group, actually, it is because this grant is actually it is a requirement of the grant that the researchers must come from at least 3 different fields. Okay, so that's why we have a team from engineering, team from physics, and also team from economics, business economics lah. All right, but we all of us, we took it as a challenge actually to come together and propose this idea. I think the biggest challenge is how do we show the connections between the separate projects. Actually, we conduct the project separately, but at the same time, we get together from time to time to synchronize the findings and to make sure that the projects connections are connected to one another. Okay, so actually the project is led by our principal researcher from engineering or from the SOFC technology, and at the beginning we have to learn to know what is the technology itself, and they also have to learn and understand our way of doing research. Okay, but since we are open to new knowledge and opportunities. So Alhamdulillah, it works fine with us lah. Okay, so yeah, I think we just have to keep on learning and have an open-minded mind, because if we work in just within our area, the impact of the research is there, but probably less. Yeah. But if we work together with others, make collaborations, in my opinion, we can make a higher impact in terms of the output, and we can contribute more. For example, like in this case, the idea or the intent is to contribute to the benefit of the nation itself, right? Rather than maybe specific organizations or specific industry. So yeah, I think we are all professionals, and you must be willing to learn, and not limit yourself to what you are already comfortable with, but rather to test yourself to the next level and to open to new collaborations lah. Yeah. So after that first project, actually we got invitation for the second project. Now we are actually working for the second green technology, which is actually the nuclear reactor, which is also something that is totally new to me. But we get introduced to this new research group, and now we are working on nuclear technology for research lah. And hopefully that can help a lot in saving money going out, because at the moment the technology is not available in Malaysia, but there is a high demand for the nuclear technology in the medical industry. So we are losing a lot in terms of money going out importing nuclear technology from overseas. So hopefully that is also another good project that we are going to complete. You should try it, Doctor.
Exactly. It is very new and interesting work with interdisciplinary approach, I think. It's also I'm so interested with this work, to work in a team that with the other discipline researcher can work more strong within us sometimes, because they work mostly from the laboratory. Okay, maybe we will go for the audience. So any question from the audience, brother and sister?
Let me plug in my laptop for a while.
Please. Any question from you, dear audience?
Yeah, maybe you could also share from your side on management accounting research that has been done at the university.
Yeah,
and maybe we can collaborate after this.
Yeah, inshallah, maybe we can propose a new project and you can work together, hopefully, inshallah, and we can have the new knowledge in management accounting, and we can advance our betterment in our life quality by contributing from the management accounting, inshallah. So thank you so much for today's presentation. I think the session was very nice and very meaningful in terms of research and innovation in the management accounting, and collaborative work will be, I think, very effective and helpful for the student and especially for the new researchers. And I'd like to thank you everyone that you have participated and you tried to understand. Maybe some of the topics are new to you because of some of the students from first and second semester, but you will be familiar. Inshallah, you will be familiar and try to understand the topics, and if you can gain the knowledge in that field, you will be strong researcher, inshallah. And we are beside you, like Madam, who is today's special guest. So, Madam, thank you so much for joining again, and I'm really humbled to be your support today, to be the uh, to be your co-host. Actually, before I did not introduce you, I'm Dr. Mohammed Abu Jahid I'm visiting assistant professor here in accounting department, and originally I'm from Bangladesh.
Nice.
I worked in Bangladesh for 7 years in the university and in Saudi Arabia for 4 years.
Okay.
And in here, I am working for about 3 years. And also I have completed my PhD from this university.
Okay.
So I think that's all for today. Thanks again for joining. And we would like to close our session by saying, for the blessings from the Almighty Allah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for having me in this session.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sorry, sir, but before leaving this event, kindly please everyone turning on your camera because we want to take a picture.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I will count until 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. And once more. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
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 All right. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And for the participant, don't forget to take attendance.
I leave the meeting, okay?
Yeah, madam,
Okay.
thank you so much. Inshallah, we'll meet again.
Okay.